Hey guys, thanks for joining us for our Ask a Season Leader interviews. It's awesome to have you brothers on here. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Really good.
Good. I've been getting ready for CFR back home, I presume?
Oh yeah, every day.
Every day. All right. What does that practice session look like for you two right now?
We've been just kind of, it's been anywhere from riding the maturity horses to then ride your good ones and some practice horses to make some rodeo type runs. Been kind of rope as much as we can lately.
And will you both have maturity horses in the sale too?
Yeah, we got 2 head horses and 3 heel horses that we're riding.
Awesome. Kind of tell me about that balance there. It's a totally different game that it'll be from riding that maturity horse to riding your horse at the CFR. Can you kind of explain for someone that maybe doesn't know the differences between those two and what you're looking for in a maturity horse versus your CFR horse?
I'd say the maturity horse is more on a show, like very flashy, show your horse. You want them to have a big stop and just have them super fancy. To the pro rodeos, you go fast as you can. It doesn't have to be always as correct as the maturity.
Not as proper sometimes.
Just get it done as fast as you can. All right. Now, for fans that don't know you, before we really get into our questions here, why don't you each introduce yourselves and tell everyone what you do?
I'm Dawson Graham, and I am a farrier on the side, and I'm the header.
I'm Dillon Graham, and I'm the healer.
All right. Let's talk about this season, guys. Obviously, you had a great season. You're our season leaders. Can you tell us some of the standout runs in your mind that you look back and you think you did exactly what you'd hoped to do?
For sure, Strathmore was the first one that comes to mind. That was kind of our ticket punch finally. I mean, going since our rookie year was 2016, so it was pretty cool to have that one run that kind of gave us a spot to go to the Red Deer at the start anyways. And then probably Armstrong.
Tour finals.
Yeah, the Tour finals at Armstrong. I love that place.
What stood out about those runs for you?
Armstrong, we were last perf, and you kind of knew it was going to be half tough, and you just kind of went to make an aggressive run, and it ended up being fast enough. Usually that's our problem. We go too fast sometimes.
I definitely have seen those before. I've seen you go too fast and still make a run too. So
Yeah,
you're definitely that's exciting to watch. What about from your competition too? As still really young competitors, looking at those other guys competing against you, anyone else that has stood out, even just as ropers or specific runs that you've seen that were awesome?
I'm going to say the Bonnets. Them guys have roped great all year. They've made, way more good runs than we have. We just hit the right rodeos, I'd say.
Even Clay and Riley. Them are kind of our 2 traveling partners. And Clay and Riley, they were the same way. Wainwright, they just had to catch, and them guys are so good at that. That's kind of what we were trying to do, and we traveled with them guys, and they kind of talked to us more about just trying to catch instead of going fast, and we had to just get to be where we were consistent.
How important do you think that is in rodeo to get with a competitor that's been there before? Clay and Riley have been a CFR many times. How much does that change the game for you as a rodeo competitor?
Lots. It was just kind of we always traveled the Bonnets, and I mean, Logan made it one time there, and they were a lot of fun and everything. But then you get in with Clay and Riley, and them guys know kind of crunch time. If you need to win, they know how to mindset type deal. Mentally, they can almost talk you into catching them guys. It's just amazing how they're positive. If they get down on themselves once in a while, you pick them up or they pick you up, or kind of cool to have that in the truck.
Now, going back to that run at Strathmore, I got a chance to talk to you right after it. The rodeo wasn't even over yet, and people were congratulating you and saying, congrats on making your first CFR. What was that moment for you? What was going through your mind?
Lots. That we finally did it. It was kind of our dream come true, really.
What about
Oh, I don't know. I don't even remember the run. I watched it on camera. I don't know, I was just excited and happy we finally made it. Made a good run at Strathmore finally.
Finally. Now, we'll get back to more CFR related questions later, but we had some fans submit some questions, and I gave you a little warning. Some of the ones at the end are from some friends, and you can tell. But first, we've had some people that have followed along with Ask a Season Leader all the way through, and I've decided to bring back some of their questions because it's been really interesting for me, and I hope for our fans, to see different competitors in different events answer the same question. So the first question is from Dylan. What got you started in rodeo, or started or interested in rodeo, and how did you go about getting started?
Our family was always in rodeo on the Fletcher side. My grandpa, Roger Fletcher, and my uncle Kurt Fletcher, they've rodeoed all their lives, and they kind of brought us into it.
And how did that look for you guys? Were you super young when you started roping? Did you start doing gymkhanas, anything like that?
We started roping. We went to the Midwest ropings when we were probably 7. I'd say we would go to the jackpots. Started handling rope probably once we could walk.
Yeah, it's just been forever.
Typical Cowboys then. Another fan question for you. Sierra would like to know, and I meant to look this up for you guys beforehand, but what's the fastest time in the team roping in Canada, and what is your fastest time? Because I'm pretty sure they're pretty close.
I think in the pro rodeos, it's like 3.5 maybe, 3.4 maybe. I think Mike Beers was it.
I think Mike Beers 3.5.
But we were 3.7 at Grand Prairie and Pincher Creek 2 years ago at Pincher Creek. And then we were just 3.5 at the CCA finals last week. So that's our fastest.
So when you talk about sometimes you go too fast, I guess sometimes it works out too.
Yeah, sometimes.
All right. Haley would like to know, what's your best secret to your mental game?
I think talk to your partner. Your partner's on your team. If you guys can kind of half talk. I mean, it's hard with Dylan. Sometimes he doesn't talk that much, but we can kind of, if you get in the truck and you're not really having the best luck, you kind of just talk to your guy, and usually you can talk yourself into catching the next one.
What about for you, Dylan?
I try to talk to other guys like Dawson, or I talked to Clay Eulery quite a bit about it. He's probably the strongest mental game I know Clay has, and I talked to him about it quite a bit. I talked to my dad about it too. He was really good on that, and it seems like they work you into catching somehow.
So it sounds like you talk, you just don't talk to your brother.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. What is it like for you too? This a question for me, but what's it like getting to compete with your brother? We've got a bunch of brother groups at CFR, or pairs at CFR this year. So for you two, what is it like to share that experience with each other?
It's awesome. I mean, we've grown up every day of our lives watching the NFR or CFR on video, and always thinking, man, that'd be cool to be there, trying to do that rope there. And then being with brothers, it's really, we're crazy not to rope with each other. We get to practice every day. We get to drive to the rodeo together. You get to kind of, watch each other do good and do bad too, I guess.
You're in it together.
Yeah.
All right. Our next fan question comes from April. April would like to know, what's your favorite thing about rodeoing?
Oh, my favorite thing would probably be the adrenaline you have when you're headed back in the box, gonna go rope. The adrenaline that runs through your body.
How do you handle that then, on the mental game side of things, when you're getting pumped up like that? Is that something that you thrive off of, or you try to kind of bring that back down too?
Oh, I try to stay focused on mine more than let it bring me up. I probably throw too fast.
I thrive off it for sure. I like when kind of a bigger rodeo, a little more pressure. I love it. I have trouble with the little kind of just the average Joe rodeo where you not really that big, kind of crowd's not that loud. That's when I find I gotta more mentally get better.
That's definitely something that's the opposite of many competitors, but maybe it means CFR will just be your cup of tea.
Yeah. Hopefully. All
right, you got a couple questions, fan questions from some friends. So Logan Bonnet, he says he knows the answer to this, but we'd like to know too, which one of you drives more?
Me.
I do.
Yeah, right. No, I for sure drive the most. You see how thick his glasses are?
Well, that leads me to my next question. Devin Wigmeyer would like to know, is Dillon nearsighted or farsighted?
Oh, near.
Near.
I get far away.
Oh, that probably means you should be in the passenger seat then.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, those are all of my fan questions for you guys. Let's talk a little bit about the CFR. I'd like to first run through your competition. So I'll rattle off the names from 12 to 1. And I want to know what you think of these guys and anything that impressed you from the year or anything that stands out about the pairings. So first, another brother combination, Justin and Brett McCarroll. They're number 12. I guess some of these are shuffled around a little bit, but number 12 on my list here, Justin and Brett.
They're amazing. I mean, they haven't missed a finals in so long. They're proven winners, really.
Definitely some tough competition. What about Garrett Rogers and Jacob Miner?
Oh, two fast guys. They'll be tough to beat. Them
They
guys
did-
are good kids.
They were there last year as well, weren't they?
Yeah, they made it a few times, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Levi Simpson and Levi's pairing up with Riley Wilson.
I mean, Levi, he's the man in that building. And I mean, when he was in Edmonton, dude, him and Fraser are the best at going fast there for sure. He's a go-round guy at them deals.
For anyone that doesn't know the horse Fraser too, can you kind of talk about him? I know, Fraser's super old. He kind of gets pulled out just for CFR usually.
Yeah, CFR and the real big ones. I think he takes him to Pinocchio every once in a while, but yeah, CFR and NFR, whenever Levi makes it, he's there. He just I think Levi's had him since high school.
I think you're right. He's an awesome old horse and just proves the ones that win, they can stick around a long time. All right. What about Cal Fuller and Casper Roy?
Another great team. I mean, Cal, it's his first time as well as us. Cal will be fast in there. Cal head's very good. Of course, Casper heel's great.
Awesome. Brett Buss and Clay White.
Yeah, same thing. Cousins, another kind of cousin team, which is cool. Them guys, Buss, he's been there many times. Same with Clay. I think they've been season leaders a couple times themselves. They're no strangers to the finals.
All right. A new team this year, Colton Schmidt and Jeremy Bueller.
They'll do good. Jerry heel's super good. Colton's good indoors and outdoors. They'll do good.
They're both definitely speed competitors, that's for sure.
They'll go fast.
And I guess while we're going through here, we've talked a lot about those competitors that can be super fast, but at CFR, you've got 6 go-rounds to worry about too. Is that something that's on your guys' mind at all? Being speed demons yourself?
Kind of, yeah. Like the average is kind of something that, I mean, you don't want to just go kick to the hip every time. You kind of want to just still be kind of aggressive and sharp. You just take your throw. That's what everybody's been telling us to do there, I guess.
I was just going to ask if you'd sought out any advice.
Yeah.
All right. Moving up the list, another team that's paired up for the finals here is Steele DePoli and Tristan Woolsey.
Yeah. Steele, he has Badger, and Tristan, he doesn't know what he's riding yet, but he's got 2 awesome ones. And I mean, they're going to be excited to see there for sure.
What does it mean for a team roper when you get paired up just for the finals and you haven't roped together all year? From a team roper's perspective, how do you handle that?
I mean, I know them guys have been practicing a little together and kind of trying to feel each other out, but I think when they ropes that good, it don't really matter really who they rope with, honestly.
Dylan, what about from your perspective as a heeler? I know, you can haze a steer a certain way for a certain partner, but another partner might not like it, or a header might set up a shot differently for you. So from your perspective as a heeler, what is that like, just jumping in with a new partner?
Oh, hopefully they get to rope a little bit in the practice pen or something, but as soon as you rope them a few times, you can figure out what they're going to do. So
Not too tough.
I know Chris will figure it out.
Perfect. What about Tefton and Tice McLeod, another set of brothers?
tough and ties there at the CCA finals too. They made some good runs, and they're both good indoors, and they'll be a tough team. They'll be catchers for sure. They won't miss.
Matt Sherwood and Hunter. It's Hunter Koch, isn't it?
Thanks, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've pronounced it wrong in interviews before. So Matt and Hunter, what are they like?
They're fun. Matt's one of the funnest people ever. I like hanging out with him. Just he'll come over and visit, and yeah, they're awesome. Matt, he don't miss ever. Hunter's fast, really fast.
They're kind of a cool combination too. Matt got 2 world titles, and then Hunter's kind of a younger guy, so it's been neat to see them paired up this year.
That's really cool.
All right. Your traveling partners, Clay Ulrey and Riley Warren.
No, I'm willing to bet they'll do good. Clay, he has a good. What is he? Has he missed one there? I think he's missed one out of however many years he's been there. So they're gonna catch. I can guarantee it.
And what about
Riley's a wizard with his rope.
He definitely is. I've seen him pull off some wild shots.
Yeah.
All right. Another set of brothers, Logan and Keely Bonnet.
Yeah. They're going to do awesome. Their horses are so good. They're horse of the year, so they got the best horses out there. Them 2 ropes so good. Logan scores so much better than everybody. He doesn't ever have to really even throw rope. He just kind of gets to a spot and catches. He's so sharp.
How important is the score in such a small setup like that?
I've been told it's everything. They said the steers are so strong there, and the score is so short that you ain't trying to break the barrier, you're not gonna get a very good throw. They said you got to try to break out almost, but they said it's just a fine line. Don't be scared of it.
All right. Dylan, tell me about your fellow heeler, Keely.
Great singer. Great singer. No, Keely won't miss. He's awesome. He's not going to miss. I can guarantee it.
He's the best jackpotter in Canada, for sure.
All right. And what about for you? Obviously, on the head side, we talk about the score, but is it something as a heeler that you worry about when the arena's that small, just getting out in front of that steer a little bit?
Yeah, I'll try to watch Dawson out his head, and I might have somebody holding my horse a little bit up off the box just to get a good start with the steer. Get up and around your spot, I guess.
And what does that do for your header? For someone that maybe doesn't know team roping that well, how does that help set up the run?
It allows the steer not to go right, really. We've been trying to keep them so they don't go left and just try to hold them straight so you got more room. And that's where it's just a fine line of how fast your heeler can get in front of one. But Dylan's horse so fast that he can be kind of caught even a little late. He's going to get there. That's the one best thing.
Awesome. Now, talking about the spread from 12 to 1, the team roping, I believe, was the second closest event of the entire CFR. The heading is really only split by a round check. Justin McCarroll in at 12 is $9,100 behind you, Dawson. And on the heeling side, it's just over a round win apart. Tristan has 10-7, so and it's 10-5 to win a round. So what does that say to you when you rodeo hard all year with these guys and you get to CFR and you're just one round away from changing the whole game?
Yeah, it's cool how much money's added. I've never had to rope 6 rounds at 10-5 every night and whatever, 15 for the average. It's crazy how much money's there for the taking.
What about for you, Dylan?
Oh, I think everybody roped great all year. There were some guys that deserved to make it that didn't too. And just how tight the standings were and how tough the roping was makes it good to see. I don't know.
It'll definitely be an exciting CFR. Let's talk about the cattle there. Whose pen is it? How many pens are there? And when are we going to see them each night?
There's 2 pens, one set of steers and one set of heifers. They picked them when we were at the CCA finals, so I don't really know a whole bunch about them. They said the steers are a little slower than the heifers. They said the heifers are really strong. But they said they might be a little bigger from the sounds of it. But I don't really know much about them, really. We kind of missed picking them. And Brett and Levi and whatever, Logan, them guys, they pick the steers, I think, pretty much. And you guys, I ask them guys every day what steer I have. I can never remember.
That's good to have friends with good memories then.
Exactly.
All right. And what about the setup there? Something that changed for CFR when it moved to Red Deer was the setup for the team roping, to where the chutes are offset instead of being centered. You've roped in small arenas before. How much of a difference does that really make for you when they can be moved off to the right a little bit?
It's really if they're in the little really tight buildings, you almost let the steers go right. And you try to let your heeler not haze, and just to get a better finish. You can finish really good without hitting the wall. You're so much faster than having a steer even stay straight and get caught in the wall because you heeler took them one hop and you're stuck.
What about on the healing side of things too? When your header runs out of room, what does that do for you as a healer?
It just causes your face to be longer. Like if you can heal them, and if you have a horse that backs up really fast in them positions, there, it makes it easier. But at Red Deer, it should be fast times, fast finishes, faster than Edmonton, I think.
All right. Well, I'm excited to see it again this year. Let's talk about horses. Tell me about the horses that you're going to use.
I'm going to ride my yellow horse, or my pony, I guess, Outlaw, I call him. I rode him most of the year. I rode Clays during July there, but he's my setup for that kind of deal. He faces pretty good off the wall, and I mean, he gets pretty tight once in a while, which is sometimes good inside.
And Dylan, yours?
I'm going to ride a red roan. I call him Strawberry. He's pretty much a pony size. He's not very big, but he's good. I've had him just 1 year, probably not a full year yet. And I plan to just jackpot on him all year. He shocked me, and so I started hauling him, and he just got better and better. I'm going to ride him this year.
And how do you think both of them are going to handle the atmosphere there at CFR?
They should be good. They've been hauled all over now, so they should be good.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you two are headed to your first CFR in the #1 spot. What would it mean to leave there with the Canadian title?
It'd be a dream come true. I mean, we got one goal done. We got the season leader one, so now see if we can get the second one.
And what about for you, Dylan? What would it mean?
100%. Be a dream come true.